Hi everybody, I'm Bree the Plant Lady, checking in with an update from the Carolina Garden House. Hopefully you've been tuning in all week as we have gotten the initial phase of plants installed in the native shrub border. Now you can see, obviously, it's a predominantly deciduous plant palette, but have no fear, phase 2 will be starting soon. I have got some great native broadleaf evergreens on order, including Yaupon hollies and some Juniperus virginianas. And I'm also in the search of landscape plugs for an herbaceous ground cover layer. So I have so many more exciting things to share from this garden, but I did want to cover some specific cultural things with all of you, just because sometimes I forget. Like, I answer questions on my Bree Grows Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, the Bree the Plant Lady Instagram page, and on YouTube, and on email, and in my newsletter. And I sometimes forget that everybody isn't getting all the same information. So let me just cover a couple of basics about where we're at with this garden in sort of this stage, middle of January. Well, as you can see, it's planted, not mulched. This bed we do plan on mulching, but I'm hoping to get some ground aged pine bark in bulk, which is hard to come by. We do have a trailer load of triple shred hardwood that we could use and we might end up using. But I'd love to do a more acidic mulch because all of these plants really prefer acidic conditions. And shockingly, the sandy soil that we natively have here is actually pretty close to neutral. So that's not ideal for an acid-loving bunch of trees and shrubs. Now this bed we aren't going to mulch because we overseeded this with cool season annuals, things like poppies, larkspur, nigella, cilantro. We did some clumps of grains. So we're actually going to leave this bed bare at least until the seeds start to germinate. That'll probably be about 2 weeks from now. So what about fertilizer? You probably noticed we didn't put any fertilizer out, and that is very much on purpose. It's the middle of January and we have an incredibly inconsistent climate. I don't need to encourage these plants to break dormancy any earlier than they are already going to. So I'm gonna wait to put out an organic, slow release, acid loving fertilizer probably around the middle of March. I like to time fertilizing with a heavy rainstorm so that it all sort of gets incorporated into the soil very efficiently. Generally, I fertilize all of my trees and shrubs in March and October. And I have a feeling I'm probably gonna stick with that habit here, just like I do at my other garden, the garden that I live at, which is next door, now going into its 12th year. It's pretty cool to have two gardens that are like a decade apart in age span. And for those of you who don't know or who are confused, we bought this property not quite a year ago. It is literally next door to where we live. Our beloved neighbors, whose children are my right and left hands, Aiden and Abby, they built a house a few miles away. We still see them every day. But when they moved, we decided, well, this is a good opportunity. I think we want to stay here in Wake County. We're 18 miles south of downtown Raleigh. We just kind of made the decision that at least for the long haul, this is where we're going to be. So we also found these one-story houses to be quite practical, particularly as we age. You don't have a lot of steps. They're easy to maneuver in. And we've been super fortunate to have wonderful Airbnb guests who have stayed for long periods of time. So we really get to know them and they become friends, and it really feels like a great community. If you're ever interested in coming for a visit, you can click the link in the description. It's Carolina Garden House on Airbnb. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square foot, newly renovated. And of course you can be a part of experiencing the garden charm. Now you can see the bed that I planted back in August, this was the very first bed to get installed, is looking great. This is all herbaceous, so all native perennials. I did add garlic as a border just to help with the vole population that come in and eat the roots of everything. This was like dipping my toe into the native plant realm, and I've been so pleased with how this bed has turned out that I'm really encouraged, and now I'm daydreaming about expanding this bed or adding new beds around the front yard so that I can continue to grow the collection of plants. So the goal with the property, for one thing, we throw a lot of events, especially our open garden. And the reason that the bed lines are as they are is to accommodate a large tent. In fact, I just ordered the tent for the May 13th spring open garden that will be situated here in the middle of this front lawn. We also wanted an informal driving space between the two properties. We're not putting a driveway in, but we wanted to be able to have a pull through that you could also get out through this driveway. So that really, it was a determining factor for where beds should go. One of the things we've learned on this project is don't rush into it, because the more you evaluate, your needs change. You'll make better decisions as you really kind of study the property. My initial design actually had these beds almost completely in reverse, and it would have really made it so that the front yard was inaccessible. And not only do we want it to be able to, for ease of just transport, but also for like bringing a trailer in, it's important to have access points so that, you can easily get it in and work smart, not hard. So I'm really glad that we hit the pause button when we did, because otherwise I would have beds sort of in the way of access points that we really need to have. But as I pan around the property, I do think there are some opportunities for bed expansion. Again, I'm gonna kind of pause right now, maintain what we have, and sort of learn from it, and then probably pick up bed expansions in the fall, probably realistically November. So what about this utility bed? Well, I am waiting to plant this until 811 comes out and marks all the lines. I know we have a water line running through here, and I'm sure there are other utilities, and that's a really important thing to do, to make sure that you don't, chop something that's super important. And I'm not so sure about all the plants that are stashed over here right now. These were kind of things that didn't fit in the other parts of the shrub border. I definitely want to do some broadleaf evergreens or conifers here, because I hate looking at that faded green box. You guys, I got a special delivery from John Davey from Panhandle Growers down in Pensacola. And this is the Yopan Holly collection. Oh, I'm so excited. I have the best plant friends. I'm so lucky. Okay, let's see what's in here. Oh, this is so exciting. Oh my God. Okay. Ooh. Oh. This is a very special camellia, not for next door. Okay. Shadows female. Oh my gosh. And these are like a perfect, easy size to plant. They're liners. Look at that. So, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. And there's a bunch of Shadows female. Ooh, Pride of Houston. South Harbor, and Panhandle Gold. Woo! I cannot wait to get these planted. That's definitely the next thing I'm gonna do. Thank you, John Davy. I'm so, so, so grateful to have you in my life. Mwah. Well, everyone, I just want to extend my sincere appreciation for all of you subscribing and tuning into these videos. I think back to like 2 years ago at this time, I had so much anxiety about making YouTube videos. And it's because of the community that has been developed here that I really enjoy it now. It's like something I look forward to every single day. Some people have said like, oh, I watch your videos when I drink coffee. Well, I read your comments when I drink coffee in the mornings. And I really appreciate all your kind words and, your encouragement. And it means a lot to me to be able to share these experiences with other people who are interested. And I do hope that you'll be able to come out and visit sometime, either for a stay here at the Carolina Garden House or for the spring open garden, which is scheduled for Saturday, May 13th from noon to 4 p.m. Well, as always, thanks so much for tuning in, and I look forward to sharing more updates with all of you. Happy gardening!